unite the community. They see us fighting usually. Hey, but there's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually, but there's a new opportunity. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And thank you for joining. Hey. Hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey. Hey. There's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually. Hey, we got a new opportunity. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, and thank you for joining. And we back with a live show. Hey. Hey. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh. Hey. 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 Come on, in a good day. A good day. Good morning. And thank you for joining. Hey, hey, there's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually, but there's a new opportunity to unite the community. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, and thank you for joining. Hey, there's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually. Hey, but there's a new opportunity. Hey, fill me up, fill me up. Hey, yeah, there's a new opportunity. Hey, to unite the community. Hey, they see us fighting usually. Hey, changing up the rhythm. Hey, good morning, good morning. Hey, it's a good day. Good morning, yeah, it's a good day. Hey, hey, there's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually. Hey, 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 there's a new opportunity to unite the community. They see us fighting usually. Yeah, we changing up the rhythm. Good morning, we winning, we growing. Hey, it's a good day.
Hey,
Hey, there's a new opportunity. Hey,
ain't shut it
Hope you
down.
guys are doing good, in good spirits, and attracting the life you desire.
Yeah.
It's your birthright, okay?
Indeed.
No, I heard DNA upgrade. You guys could be upgrading, something like that, But anyway, tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget, if you love the video, to share the video out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, the bell notification, and make sure you select all so that you are notified when we go live with more messages like this one.
All right, morning tribe, brand rise. I'm feeling real good. And my spirit, I'm feeling real teachy. I'm feeling like I'm back in my teacher energy. I'm feeling real good. Everything is clicking, right? Fought through some distractions. We gave a missive about anger last night entitled The Imprisonment of Anger.
Check it out.
Man, check it out. It's deep, And this morning we got 3 downloads, then we just gonna hop straight into a message. We didn't really have time to dig into the Black History study today, but we back tomorrow with it. But we figured the message is more important. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these downloads out, and then we're gonna come forth with a message. So first download, it's about discipline, and it's about children. And I said, Lord say speak on it. Spirit say go with it, right? So I'm gonna do it. Failure to discipline your children is the rawest form of hatred, and it will manifest, right? You ever put together something from IKEA, right? You know how you putting something together from IKEA, and then you get down the line and you realize, man, I ain't even put this screw in place. And you say, well, that's sorry, it looked good, I'm gonna set it on there anyway. Then 3 months later, it fall, boom, and you remember, man, I forgot to put that screw in there, that's why I fell apart. That's the way it is with a failure to discipline children. You see, I realize a lot of parents, when we don't discipline our children, it's not because we love them. It's because, in a sense, we could fear them or we can resent them. But it's a lot of different emotions that's around neglect to discipline, failure to discipline. Because I'm telling you, if you don't discipline your child and become a disciplinarian of your child, right? And if you're in a relationship, then you have to allow the person that has the strength to be the disciplinarian, because somebody has to discipline the child. If not, the child will resent you for what they don't know as they get older. They'll be like, man, my father never showed me, my mother never taught me, they never showed me, they never stopped me, they never warned me, they never done nothing, right? So, that love agreement is not love. Getting in a position where you want your child to agree with you, that's not love. Like I tell my wife all the time, sometimes you just gotta stir up conflict with the children, right? It's not to be spiteful, it's to instill discipline. Like no. Like for instance, if your child haven't been earning things, they've been slacking, when they come to you with expectancy, you gotta just tell them no. Bad as your heart want to agree with them and you tell them no, right? And that's learning to be a disciplinarian, because if you don't, right, it'll show up in the end. Yeah. All right, number 2, download. Generational bondage. What is it? Thoughts, characteristics, traits that are passed down from DNA to DNA, usually reinforcing itself during intervals and the birth of cusp babies, right? And that was something I was reading about. Cusp babies, demons and spiritual enemies, they attack a lot of people that's born on the cusp harder, because your potential is greater, because you walk with potential of 2 archetypes when you're a cusp baby. But as for generational bondage, study the traits and the characteristics that you have, and there you can definitely find what your bondage is, what your generational bondage is. Like I said, it's the characteristics and the traits that was passed down, right?
Like that auntie that always drinks, or her daughter drinks, and her granddaughter drinks, like those kind of things.
Right, and then when you throw it back, before they came, it was other people that you don't know about, right? We were speaking about altars last night. And number 2, that's it. This is it. Self-condemnation. The belief in the frequency that trapped those before it condemns us to accept their fate. and trains us to never be in position to truly move in the power of higher self or kinship of God, self-condemnation, right, which is a generational bondage as well. You know how you feel like you've done so much in life that you can't get ahead? Well, you believing in the frequency, and that's the frequency that those that came before you, they accepted that. And that's what we got to fight against. Like, that's a frequency, self-condemnation, and it's handed down. You know how a lot of times parents do it to their children. They'll say things like, yeah, you just like your mother, or yeah, you just like your father, right? What that's ultimately saying is you're not going to be much more than they are. That's a person trying to bond you to a frequency. And our families do it a lot. Soon as they see you veer off the beaten path, oh, you just like your mother, oh, you just like your father. And then you walk around and you begin to condemn yourself because their limitations become your limitations, right? So be aware of self-condemnation, right? Don't condemn yourself. Whatever it is that you confronted with or you've been through, forgiveness is always available if we're able to walk in it or receive it, rather, right? All right, those were the downloads.
Good stuff. Okay. I had Hidden in Plain Sight last night, and Spirit told me to say it again. There could be some things that are literally hidden in plain sight. And Spirit also gave me, sometimes we don't see things because of who the person is that's doing it, okay? Or something like that is what I heard. So just be mindful of things that could be hidden in plain sight. A lot of times when I have watched documentaries of, let's say, people who were abusers, a lot of times it wasn't from a stranger. You know, they knew the person. It was very close proximity. They had a very some kind of relationship. So I don't know, hidden in plain sight. You know, sometimes we see things and we begin to feel like, am I really seeing this? You're seeing things clearly. If your mind is clear, you're not using any mind altering substances. You've been doing the right things. You're getting the downloads. You're seeing clearly, right? Hidden in plain sight. Let's see what your higher self has to say. Strength. Okay. We got 0, 0, 0, 0 quad zeros coming out this morning. Your higher self is saying strength. You have the strength needed to go to the next chapter and the next journey. Now, there are a lot of obstacles you could be facing right now, some hardships. Okay, it's character building. In order to get to where you're going, you have to know some things, because you will be tested. You could be young, you could be a young individual, right? But maybe, your duty is to teach, to lead, to guide, whatever it is. So you have to go through some things, experience some things, because you will have to teach some things, share some things, something like that. It says there may be some difficulties ahead, but you will push through. You got this. If you've been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor if you've been suffering or feeling lost. Some things may fall apart, but you're building the framework for something much better. Hang in there. And my husband was speaking about building a bed, right? From IKEA, right? Maybe some of you guys don't know IKEA, but let's say from any furniture store, right? If you're putting together a bed and you miss one of the slats, temporarily it feels good because you took maybe you cut off 5 minutes of putting the bed together. But long term, ultimately, what you're doing is you're going to set yourself up for failure because that missing slack is going to not distribute even weight, right? So then you have a faulty foundation, and anything that has a faulty foundation, it crumbles, right? So strength, hang in there. A lot of these things that you're going through are so you can gain experience. Let's be honest. Do you want to hear people talk to you about something they really haven't gone through when you're in the middle of a storm? You don't, right? So you're being prepared because, a lot of you guys are meant to be leaders. That's what you're here to do, to serve the community. Your testimony is something serious. It can get other people through. So remember that strength is here.
I feel some disgruntled souls in the energy. Hey, look, we dropped a missive last night on YouTube. It's called The Imprisonment of Anger. Might help you, right? Somebody might help you. Over here, I'm gonna start with the oracle first. If, big old if, If light is in your heart, you will find your way home. Use your intuition, return to the past, and be your own teacher, right? And that's just good advice, but it goes along with the reading. So I'm going to jump into your spread. You got
Begging.
let's let it go for now. All right, you got the Hermit in reverse to the Death and Rebirth card to the Four Cups. So what I easily see with this reading is the Hermit in reverse is you coming out of a place of isolation. Maybe you was in a place where you had to put some things together. You know, you had to get your mind right, so to speak. But you did that. And you came out of the Hermit, which is in reverse, into the Death and Rebirth. So that's basically you stepping out of one version of yourself or one version of your life, one version of your story into another. The Death and Rebirth is a card that's indicative of cycle endings. And this is Death and Rebirth, particularly on this card. So I definitely see maybe you walking in a newness, higher version of yourself. Now, the thing that concerns me about this, it's a beautiful energy. Like I said, you came out of isolation or you coming out of isolation. And you have a newness about you. Now, what I see with the Four Cups is things about your new self that you don't recognize. That's why this card right here, it says, return to the past and be your own teacher. Why is this telling me this? It's telling me this because the energy you in requires you to learn more than you already know. The Four Cups is a card of being naive about oneself, kind of oblivious to what's going on. If you look on the Four Cups, you see she just completely oblivious to the cups, right? Even in wonder, bewilderment. But everything she needs is right there, but her focus is not there. And that's how it is with the Four Cups. We begin to look outside of ourselves when the power to change and redirect the energy is within you, especially this newer version of yourself. Coming out of the Hermit, think about the time you spent in isolation, where maybe some supernatural things happen in your dream state. Maybe somebody even went through some type of astral energy, you know, because it go down in your dream state during ascension. If you really ever been through ascension, certain levels of ascension, and your sleep is where it takes place at, you know. So don't be naive about yourself. And again, I'm going to say this. If light is in your heart, you will find your way home. Because you got a lot of people, and they're around here on the channel right now, and they're ascending into levels of darkness, and it's not going to get you nowhere. I'm going to be honest with you. Dark power is limited. Yeah, we all light and we all dark. But we got to choose which one we want to walk in. So what power are you walking in? Because if it's truly light in your heart, no matter what you don't know, you will figure it out. Light is a beacon. And that's why the card says, if light is in your heart, you will find your way home. Which means vice versa. If light is not in your heart, you may not find your way home.
Okay. Number 4 could be significant. You could be a life path number 4. You could be born on the 4th of the month. We got the Emperor in the reverse. Okay. There's someone that is supposed to be a leader, but you're very immature. Let's be real. Okay. Enough is enough. The line is drawn. Okay. Boundaries. Okay. I don't know. Someone needs to create boundaries. You could be just out here doing whatever right now. And this is, you know, not you, not who you're supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, very immature energy, lacking leadership. This is just a very immature energy, I would say. You know, grow up, someone. Okay. Enough is enough. Like, you know, if you want change, you got to grow up at some point, right? So, I don't know. We also have the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, and then we got possibilities in the reverse. Somebody could be just making rash decisions, okay? Somebody's not really seeing the full term, the long-term goal, you know. Somebody could be out here, you know, allowing instant gratification to ruin long-term, you know, stability here. Okay. I don't know. With the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse here, you could be investing your money incorrectly. You could be spending too much money. Something like that. You could be just thinking, I don't know, you could be just not really thinking about your long term. I'm gonna just say that. I feel like we should live in the moment all the time, but we should also, be smart enough to understand that, we need to invest into the future. Okay. Possibilities is in the reverse. I don't know. Maybe you feel like you can't do something. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough resources or something like that. Somebody's like, well, why are you talking about I spend too much and I barely have enough? Okay. But you haven't gone hungry. You haven't gone without. You have bought things that were outside of the budget. Okay. I seen you at the gas station getting the snacks, right? The different little stores in and out buying things that we don't need, right? So something about that. If you're feeling like your money's tied up, you're feeling like it's too short, you may need to pay attention to how you're using your finances, because you have to be a good steward to your finances as well.
Yeah, it's crazy that you said that, because when I was young, right, my a relative of mine, I call him my elder, right? He my age, but I was running around in the street. And I had my money everywhere, right? And he used to be like, man, you got to respect your money, man. Get your money together, right? And it made sense because, like, it is a certain way you got to treat your money, your finances, because it requires respect. You got to respect certain things, right? Or they disrespect you back, and your money is one of them. You know when you disrespect your paper, right? You ever been in a position where you look around your house, right? You ain't got no money, but you got all these clothes that you bought. You got a bunch of stuff that you can't spend, right? That's when you know quite possibly you've been disrespecting your paper, right? So balance it out, right? Stay off them unnecessary Walmart trips, right? Because a lot of people get hit right there, right? You go to the store without a list, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. Go to the store without a list, you plan to fail. You planning to fail. Because you're either going to get too much or you ain't going to get what you need. Either way, it's disrespectful to your finances, right? And that's something that me and my wife practice called frugality.
Yeah.
Look it up, frugality, right? Become more frugal. All right, let the water settle and the stars, are you done?
Yeah.
Let the water settle and the stars will be mirrored in you. Take a break, time away brings clarity. Yeah, somebody, you need to change your path. Maybe a few people over here on this side, because y'all over here, you got a lot of negative energy in you, right? But is it getting you anywhere? Like, ask yourself, like, when you come on to people's things and do that, where does it get you? It kind of gets you in trouble on a spiritual level. But some of y'all, you joke with life so much that you don't believe it until it smacks you in the face. You have to learn how to leave certain things alone. I heard somebody say yesterday, now more than ever, we need to learn how to leave people alone. Yeah, man, like, I ain't the time to be out here.
Especially when you don't know who you're playing with.
We woke up yesterday, and you know what we was talking about? We was talking about the fact that some people need to realize you can't talk about everybody like it was one time. People working with spirits, people enlightened, people moving in a higher energy. And for you to be saying words about people and talking about people now, they're not a good time for you, because these spirits are coming wear you out. These ancestors are coming wear you.
Wearing them out.
Some people got ancestors and they looking for a reason. Yeah. So why give them one? Just stay in your lane.
Some people don't believe anything until it happens, though. Sometimes you just gotta let people just feel something.
You gotta mind the business that pays you. Well, thanks for the activity. Now, getting into the reading, right? And I'm gonna dig into somebody's business, right? Because that's what Unc do. 3 of Pentacles to the 8 of Cups in reverse to the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody working backwards in this energy. The 3 of Pentacles is a working energy, right? It's the card of collaboration. But I'm asking you, what are you collaborating with? Because your 8 of Cups is in reverse and the 4 of Pentacles, which means you holding yourself back, and it's a failure to abandon something. It could be a relationship, it could be a mindset, But the Eight of Cups in reverse is no growth. It's like, basically, think about it. Whatever you're doing in life, is it getting you anywhere? Is it making you better on any level? Or are you just running a banter in a circle? And I'm not talking about money. People automatically look, he ain't making no money. Nah, you gotta look for things that's putting you in a position where you can make money. Surround yourself by things that's giving you your health back, making you take a look at yourself, helping you balance your energies out. Because you got a lot of activity going on with the Three of Pentacles, but the Eight of Cups in reverse, that's no elevation. That's a failure you know what the Eight of Cups upright is? I'm going to explain it to you. You know how you on a level and it's time to go to the next level? That's the Eight of Cups. When you move up and you move it, but see, in order for you to truly be in Eight of Cups energy, you have to be leaving a level, going to the next level. When it's in reverse, that's failure to leave a certain level. Somebody, you on a certain level, and now, honestly, you too heavy for it. You weigh too much to stay on that same. That's why things bending, because it's requiring you to go up, right? And the Four of Pentacles, ain't nobody stopping you but you. Look how she clutching her purse. She holding on. Look, her money ain't work for her. She looking out wondering why she got all these problems, but she clutching the solution. Her money can't work for her because she holding it back. In a spiritual life.
It's crazy when you were talking, right? You know what I heard? Failure to appear. Like the next level is waiting for somebody, but it's like you have a failure to appear. You know, it's time for you to go to the next level and you haven't shown up.
You got a FTA on a spiritual level.
A failure to appear. I heard it.
Maybe somebody got ancestral court going on. Maybe it's maybe it's a court situation.
Like a lyric
in the ethers. Yeah, or it could be literal court.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh. We got family, fertility, parenthood, and pregnancy. You could be pregnant, trying to get pregnant. Your child could be pregnant. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. Okay. You've been wounded. You come from, just a background of fighting. I'm hearing somebody like, I've been fighting for a very long time. Sagittarius energy with the moon here and the Nine of Wands. I feel like this energy right here is a pretty good energy. I feel like you fought through all kinds of adversity, maybe even with your family. Okay, against your family. I don't know, whatever it is. Family.
I heard wicked shit.
Okay, wicked shit.
Wicked shit. Somebody fought through some wicked shit.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Somebody could have. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. But anyway, we also have the Empress in the reverse here, as well as silence. I don't know. If an Empress is being quiet, I don't know if she's really doing her job. The Empress has a word to give. She's nurturing, she's loving, she's kind. If the Empress is quiet, I don't know.
Something wrong.
Something
she's studying.
Yeah, something's going on here. So I don't know, Empress. What's going on here? Why do you feel like you don't have any words? You feel stuck, frozen, stonewall? I don't know. Maybe you're tired of repeating yourself to someone over and over and over. Someone's like, I am not a broken record. I refuse to keep repeating myself. So you have gone silent. You could have gone silent or cold on somebody.
And maybe they need to fear you.
Okay.
Something needs to fear. Because me, personally, the Empress who's silent in reverse, I don't know.
It's like, I don't know. The Empress is a very enthusiastic kind of energy. And in the reverse, unenthusiastic. In the reverse, not really nurturing, love. And Empress... this is what you do naturally. So if you're not naturally in this state, that means you're out of your natural state. Something's happening here. We need to evaluate what's happening, Empress. Okay? Yeah. I don't know, because you shouldn't be silent. You have a lot to speak about, a lot to discuss, a lot to share. Okay? I don't know if someone's making you feel like you got to be quiet. You may need to evaluate that.
Attack on your throat chakra.
Okay,
Make
for
you
sure.
silent.
But shoulda.
But shoulda somebody
Okay.
attack your throat chakra?
You know? It says 909. We got 909. This could be your area code. Okay? You have an 18-year-old. You could have gone through a 9-year cycle, but it says change of perception, reflection, inner strength, wisdom, and enlightenment. Okay? There is a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you, and I believe that's true because, I was reading, we read a book called The Four Agreements, and it speaks about how we are domesticated since, birth, pretty much, right? So sometimes we have to change our way of thinking. Think about it. If you came from a household that lives this way, and I come up from a household that lives this way, and we join the world together, we're going to have two different views, right? But it doesn't mean I can't be open to hearing you, listening to you. You can't be open to hearing me, listening to me. It doesn't mean you have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you, right? But it's something about reflection here. It says, if you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you're on. So, sometimes we got to stick to the basics. When things are moving slow, it doesn't always mean that it's not moving. It's not going to move. It just means that, look, right now we're in a slow spot. Everything, even at work, let's say you work in a restaurant, you have, you have the morning when it's breakfast time and it's more busy. You have the afternoon rush, the evening rush, and you have in between where it's not so busy, right? Okay, so just keep going. You're on the right road. Just because it's not happening as fast as we want it to does not mean we're derailed. Reach for the wisdom within. Okay, it didn't say go outside looking for anything, because a lot of what you're looking for, you already have it. Okay, and then you'll know just what is the right step. So Spirit is saying sit with yourself for a moment before you make your next decision, right? Sit with yourself for a moment. Reflect on the situation. Look at the situation from all angles and use your wisdom, your discernment on your next decision.
And I want to say, Empress, most of all, like my wife said, sit with yourself and pull yourself out of reverse, right? Like, sit with yourself, because this says Empress in reverse to the silence, so you might as well sit down with yourself, right? And I want to express what a throat chakra attack looks like, because Spirit was like, elaborate.
Okay.
All right. Some people they attack you spiritually. They go in the dark, they got different spells that they do, and they attack you spiritually. Mm-hmm. But a general throat chakra attack without the spell work, it looks like this. When people come and say things to you to silence you, that's an attack on your throat chakra.
Right.
People may pretend, like, people might not know what they doing, but they know what they doing. Like, if you have a voice that's strong, and it resonates, you have people that'll come against that voice. That's a throat chakra attack. They start saying any old thing because the aim is to silence you from speaking, because your magic could be coming from your mouth, like they do us. Like, they come and say little things. It's all designed, and they say outlandish things. It's designed to hit you in a place, whether it be your mind or your heart, but the aim of it is to shut you up.
That's right.
That's a throat chakra attack.
Okay.
Right?
And I feel like we've been silent for too long. That's how so many scandals have happened. That's how so many things have been swept under the rug. We're not being quiet anymore. It says stand for something or fall for nothing, but we're going to be all right, right?
That's right.
So silence, silence is not what, I don't know. This is not you, okay? I'm going to just say that, you are a person that has a lot to share. And I feel like maybe people are rejecting the things that you're saying, so you have shut down. But, we are not, we can't allow people to shut us down when we came here with a message. That is your purpose. That is your duty. That is your job, right? So.
And if you go through these type of battles where you feel like you've been shut down and you can't speak, or you feel like it's just so hard for me to speak out, there's so many people against me, right? Well, if it gets that thick, write it down. But whatever you do, don't allow a victory to be won in the matter of your throat chakra. If God gave you a voice to speak, even if you can't speak right now, write it down, speak it later. But don't have Because I'm telling you, when you shut down and be silent, the download goes off. Valuable information is lost. You could be a songwriter losing your songs because you shut down.
Right.
Like you lose too much when you allow yourself to be shut down.
Yeah, because if speaking is your gift, that means that you're allowing your gift to go to waste, right? So, 909.
All right. Now, Oracle, the moon is bright when it doesn't avoid the night. Hang in there. Be patient. You are on the right track. So this is speaking to somebody you're trying to dodge your darkness, right? And you can't do that. You got to balance it out, right? You carry a light. If I'm light, right? What good am I if I'm in a room full of light?
None. You gotta go
My
to
gift
the
is
dark.
my gift is not working. Because if I'm light, if you walking and you have a light, your light gonna work best in darkness.
Yeah.
Like it says, the moon isn't bright when it avoids the night. The moon is only bright when we look at it in the nighttime. Because it's a light that's meant to be shown in darkness. And that's some of you, right? Don't avoid your darkness. Don't avoid the darkness. Don't be fearful of the darkness. Just be aware of your own light and make it work, right? Right, you can't see light if there's no darkness. Absolutely. Good point, right? Which means you can't see you if there's no darkness. Understand, if you are a bearer of light bearer, I don't know who you are until you get into a dark situation. Then your light, and that's why you gotta move in your gift, sis, bro. You've been given a gift, and I feel like it's has something to do with speaking out or creating in an outward sense, meaning creating things to put on display with your hands, putting your spirit into it. That's loud too.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. When an enemy is able to kill your creative power, silencing you. All right, now let's get to the reading. You got the Magician to the Seven of Cups in reverse, to the Six of Cups. Water sign energy, real heavy.
Heavy on the understanding.
The Magician to the Seven of Cups in reverse is a person that you can be using your power in the wrong way. You know how they say you have options? Well, you could be easily choosing the wrong one, right? I feel like somebody's working their magic in the wrong direction with the Seven of Cups in reverse. Lack of clarity, maybe a lack of understanding. And also, with the Six of Cups, that can hold you up. That's being stuck in the past. So maybe you working, all right, it's kind of coming together in me. Somebody, you trying to reach a newer version of yourself, but you work in your power and kind of like a past version sense of yourself. Maybe you comprehending things like you used to, God wants you to let that go. Maybe you weigh up situations like you used to, God wants you to. Big on this one right here. Maybe you resort to old ways to generate money and God wants you to let that go. Because the Magician to the Seven of Cups in reverse, that could be you hustling the wrong way. Or, I just see somebody definitely maybe using your power in the wrong way. So you want to straighten that out. And the Six of Cups, you're not a child anymore. Look at this. Look at the Six of Cups. See, child, man, but it's a thought. See that child with the dog, the man with the dog, that's somebody. You got to realize it's good to go back and connect the dots, but you're not a child anymore. You're an adult. So when you're trying to move, you got to come out the Six of Cups energy. It's too much nostalgia in that energy, where you finding yourself thinking about the past too much, to as though you really reacting out of a past energy. And it's got a lot to do with somebody's childhood. Look at this. This is something that started here in your childhood and still with you in your adulthood, and they memories. See the boy and the dog, the man and the dog. Dogs don't live that long. So we know that that's a memory. That's somebody. This card is showing us somebody you're holding on to a memory and it's causing you to have a misuse of power. Maybe you seeing the world through your old lens.
Okay.
And maybe God wants you to let that go.
And I know this to be true because I have the moon over here, peace in the reverse, and 1001 with abundance. I feel like there's a lot of repressed negative emotions inside of a person. You know, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that we need to address whatever it is that's lingering under the surface. Because what happens is things like to linger under the surface, and as long as we don't address them, they hide, right? We've been taught to, you know, sweep everything under the rug. We're okay, we're strong, we feel good, everything's great, right? But then you have those underlying issues that, you know, are just covered up with bandages. And everybody knows that in order for a wound to heal, it needs air, right? You got to pull that bandage off and allow that wound to get some air, right? So I don't know, negative emotions. I feel like there could be a lot of, like my husband said, you know, reminiscing, you know, the what if I would have did this, how would this have worked? The I could have, should have, would have kind of energy. It doesn't allow us to move forward. There could be someone, you know, ignoring reality right now. You know, the reality is things will never be the same. And that's just what it is because they're not supposed to be the same. Right. You know, some of us are still looking for things to look one way and they'll never look like that again. Why? Because that's not the way you were supposed to go. Okay? I feel like this could be really causing someone's peace to be in the reverse here because we got peace in the reverse, balance, harmony, and friendship. Things could be feeling like out of place right now. Okay? I feel like there's something, I don't know, somebody's like in a trance or something. You know, you could be feeling stuck in a place where you're really free to move. You know, you're not boxed into a corner. Maybe you feel like that because that's how I feel. I feel like somebody feels boxed into a corner. But when I look, you know, it's like nobody, you know, it's nothing holding you there. Okay. So I don't know. With the moon here, divine, you could be divine feminine. You could be a woman that I'm talking to. Okay. Hallucination, ignoring reality. You know, not really seeing things for what they are. Let's be honest. Some of us, you know, when you're not in your right state of mind, you can't properly read a situation. I'm just going to say that. Okay? So, if you want to find peace, you have to deal with these dark pieces of self, of life, you know, and stop ignoring reality and start healing the things under the surface so that the wound can really heal.
That's real. That's real. That's so real. Like everybody walking around, you see celebrities, they got the mask on, you know. Celebrities, they make it cool to walk around with a mask on, right? But celebrity life ain't never been real life, y'all. Even celebrities have a real life, you know. And many of them suffer in real life, right? But we get glimpses and images of their best work. So what we do, we compare that to ourselves, right? Never ever healing the wound, but watching too much celebrity TV, too much social media, it teaches you how to operate under falsehood. It teaches you how to wear a mask over your wound, right? And this oracle digs a little deep. It says, your heart is an ocean. Find yourself in its hidden depths, life, journey, finding purpose, and true love. So I'm going to ask somebody right now, do you really know what the definition of love is? Right? Is lust a reasonable facsimile for love for somebody? Because I feel like somebody, you really need to experience love on a deeper level. And I feel like it's about love for self. Stop settling for things outside of you to bring you a love that you can't find in yourself. You know what happens when we do that, y'all? When you get with people and you don't find a way to love yourself, when they come in with pure and authentic love, you resent it.
Can't receive it.
You don't resonate with it. You want to go against it because when you don't love yourself, you want to be left alone in that energy. You don't want nobody coming trying to love you into a better person. But that's when you know you're not fit yet. You're not ready yet. You got to work on self. Too many of us, we look at life and we wonder why things crazy, but everything that God sent our way that is truly a representation of love, we push it away. Because let's be real, we learn to love shit that don't love us back. And we be cool with that, from people to things to all of that. Think of how much energy you spent towards things that don't love you back. And think about how less of an effort we put towards things in life. Just look back in life. Things that really loved us, we put the least effort towards them. Things that would really benefit us, we put the least effort. But we run around and chase everything that's bad for us. So until we learn how to reverse that, right, that within itself is going to bring a certain amount of hardship.
Yeah.
Dig it? Now, the reading. You got the strength to the Six of Swords, to the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So I understand, right? It took a lot of power to get through what you went through. It took a lot of your strength to get through what you went through. But nevertheless, Six of Swords mean you had the ability to move forward. You damn sure ain't in the place that you was, right? I feel like somebody, you was surrounded by unsafety and you pushed through it and now at least you safe. Everything might not be like you want, but you safe. And then for another person, you was in a relationship. It was just beating you down. It required all your strength to get through it, but now you're through it, right? And that's good for you. I'm glad that somebody got the Six of Swords to the strength. But I have to come back and tell you, your Page of Pentacles is in reverse. Now, it could be due to exhaustion. Because the strength to the Six of Swords, I might be in the Page of Pentacles. Lack of enthusiasm, leave me alone. I don't feel like doing nothing for a while. I'm about to be still. That's understandable. But don't let the enemy rob you of your victory. Meaning, when you use all your strength to move away from something, don't become unenthusiastic because you could slip right back to what you just left away from. You got to remain vigilant. That's the word. Thank you, Spirit. Vigilance. Spiritual vigilance. It doesn't require you to be moving. When you know you went through a lot and you moved on, give yourself time to rest, but don't become unenthusiastic. Keep reminding yourself, I'm not quitting. This is a break. Do little things to ensure that you still have forward motion. Don't sit there and get stale. After you fought all this way and went through all these things, don't allow yourself to become stale. Period. Yeah, rest. But don't let your enthusiasm slip away from you, right? If you can't do nothing more than pick a book up or write something down, say a prayer, meditate, do reminders, say affirmations, because I know you went through a lot. It shows me. Strength to the Six of Swords took a lot to get through what you went through. Okay. I give you that. But that don't give you a right to become immature and unenthusiastic, right? That don't give you a right to be like, yeah, I deserved it. I went through so much, I just deserved it. No, don't have that attitude, right? Whatever you feel like you deserve, keep it to yourself. Don't start speaking out in the universe about things you deserve, because then here comes the enemy. Do you really deserve it? Let's test you some more, right? Just be cool and remind yourself. All right? Okay. You got to stay on here, Miss Grace Mona. You must have just came on here. We both speak on this channel.
They just wilding out this morning.
They got a lot.
The enemy is crazy this morning. I'm just like, it's too early. How you got all this energy this early? I'm done though.
Oh yeah, damn, we do got
yeah. They crazy. Yo.
Bree says she new here. She is.
Bluetooth connected.
Child, I'm gonna tell you, there's some characters in this world. Hey, and that was the message. Hey, accept or reject another morning with another live. If you would like to be a blessing to our channel, all of our information is